Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Happy Death Day to You, starring Jessica Rothe, Ezra Broussard, Vivu, Suraj Sharma, Sarah Yarkin, Rachel Matthews, Ruby Modine, Steve Zissou, I love that name, and Charles Atkin, and directed by Christopher Landon. Now, before I get into the movie, I must say I only saw the movie once, and I'm not going to bear going to a second viewing of this movie because, well, let's get into it and I'll tell you why. Last time I brought up the Universal logo and how it goes 3 times of Groundhog Day, which will be brought up again with this review, but this time it's like a sci-fi movie, and they're willing to bring up Back to the Future 2, and that's another movie I'm going to be bringing up a lot in this review. Which, confessionably, I've only seen the first one of that movie trilogy only once. And I remember liking that movie, but I will compliment it again this time. I really enjoyed the sci-fi turn with this movie. We opened the movie with Ryan Fawn, returned by Phoebe, remember him? Barely. Who was in the first one, but I never brought him up because he didn't matter until now. But as for Phoebe, I've reviewed him before in this movie, where he made no impression on me, and I'll be seeing him again in this particular movie when I get to that series this summer, where he'll make no impression on me whatsoever. But I don't like Ryan again, and again, like the first one, I don't like these characters any more or any less. They're not good characters to begin with. Ryan gets a text from his science lab partners, Samar Josh, forgive me if I said that wrong, played by Suraj Sharma, who I really loved in this particular movie. But he's not a good character here either. And Andrea, Dre for short, Morgan, played by Sarah Yarkin, who's an American Horror Story, which I don't watch on television, by the way. But this science project makes the time repeat or go forward like in Back to the Future Part 2 or 1 or 3, if I have it, since I haven't seen the other two. Maybe that's a wild guess. Until Dean Roger Bronson, played by Steve Zissou, who I've seen but don't remember him in such movies as turns off the machine and threatens Ryan to shut it down or else, and Ryan gets killed in the janitor's closet by a baby-faced masked murderer like in the first one, as he wakes up in the next day like in Groundhog Day, but the only difference is he tells his roommate Carter, returned by Israel Broussard, and his girlfriend Tree, returned by Jessica Rothe, which I honestly thought that we were going to start with them two, but nope, we started with Ryan. And they go to the time machine where Samar, and Dre are working on. And honestly, this movie is more stupid than the first one. And the fact they're all at a basketball game to find the killer, and Ryan finds him and takes off the mask, and it's his future self, and tries to stop Ryan from turning on the time machine, which does have a name, and it's Sissy, as in Sisyphus in Greek mythology. No, not Greek. Green mythology, excuse me very much. It was just bizarre and baffling. The next thing you know, it goes back to Tree's birthday like in the first film, which, what a bad idea that was. After Tree wakes up, she acts rather hysterical in an annoying kind of way, because she was annoying in the last film and is more annoying here, and something goes wrong. First off, Carter is dating Tree's sorority housemate, Danielle, returned by Rachel Matthews, which I don't want Carter and Danielle to end up together by the end of the movie. Also, Tree's mother is alive and has lunch with her and her father for their birthdays. And I thought, this is a bizarre turn on Back to the Future 2, which I heard about after this movie because, remember, I only saw the first one of that trilogy. I felt that was an odd choice to make a sequel of a Groundhog Day ripoff, but put in a blender Back to the Future 2, so it's a mixture of those two movies done very poorly. Oh, and one more thing. Danielle is studying to be an actress in Broadway as a blind person, which would have been insulting for a blind person hearing that, but like I said, it's on Broadway, this show that she's auditioning for. As it turns out, Tree's roommate, Lori, is alive, but doesn't want Tree killed. But they turn out to be better friends by the end of this movie because of Dr. Gregory Butler, returned by Charles Atkin. And I made this mistake last week. His wife, Stephanie, returned by Laura Clifton, want them both dead. How? Well, Gregory has an affair with Lori, and Tree got in the middle because Gregory is a man whore that I think I can give a compliment to as well. I enjoy how much Tree and Lori are better friends because Gregory is not worth it, in my opinion. Tree discovers a way from the Groundhog Day stuff to get Sissy working and get their lives back to normal, and says goodbye to her mother, and honestly, it honestly doesn't work for me as well as Gregory trying to kill Lori, and with Stephanie and with Tree and Carter not in the same room as Ryan, Dre, and Samar distracting Dean Bronson as well as two security guards to turn off Sissy. And they all get back to normal, which was honestly pretty pathetic. Credits roll to a scene during the credits, which Tree, Carter, Ryan, Samar, and Dre picking up trash in the school campus, and the DEA come in to show them Sissy does work and to get a test subject, and Tree has one in specific. It's Danielle as the rest of the credits roll. And that's, as an ending, was pretty damn dumb. And it's a risque choice to set up the next movie. And why do it again? I don't know. This one didn't make as much money as the first one. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.2 out of 10. This is a pretty stupid movie, but I'll give it this. It's kind of better than the first film, and that reminds me of another series I did last year called The Purge, but I didn't think that last one was good either. As for this movie, it's a ripoff of Groundhog Day and Back to the Future 2, but turned out not so great. But the movie does not deserve a recommendation from me. But good try, I'll give it that. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for the Happy Death Day retrospective. And until next time, Happy Death Day.